かたじけない。
トロ！こいつら全員下へ！今度は何の揺れ？ルフィ。
We'll return after these messages.
Hey, all my One Piece Newkama, born after the 90s, it's your boy, Crispy here. You've turned into the hilariously idiotic podcast, One Piece with a Lime. You gotta keep listening now because we've got a special guest with us tonight. Back from a long hiatus, and by special request, I've got the one, the only, Justin!
Alright, that's it. I'm changing the channel. I've had enough of this.
You can't suppress us forever!
Man, I hate commercials.
Is this the Krusty Krab?
No, this is Patrick.
You ever wonder why we're here? It's one of life's great mysteries, isn't it?
Propulsion jet ski waivers from the clouds, and I'm passing the savings on to you!
Are you really happy or are you really evil?
Like, do I have ulterior motives or something? I'm offended, Kim.
Wounded even?
Hurt, Kim.
And now, our feature presentation.
Nice, clean, clip it and ship it. You know what? I realized what made me hear Goofy when you spoke. Right when you say, us tonight, something about tonight makes your voice, like, accentuate that, like, Goofy voice. I can't explain it. It was just like, oh, there it is. That's Goofy right there. That one syllable.
Murder!
All right, what's up, kids? It's me, Justin, and this kid, Crispy. I mean, Christian. I mean, both. Whatever you want to call him. It's just me and him tonight. Everybody has their own shit going on. Devin just had surgery because he broke his elbow in a boating accident. And by boating accident, I mean he jumped into really shallow water and somehow broke his elbow. I don't know how that happens.
I feel like we need to break down what everyone happened because we need to gloss over a very important other thing. I don't feel like we need to talk about that.
Well, I'm only talking about Devin because how do you break your elbow just butt blasting into shallow water? I don't know.
I don't know. You like cannonballed or something. I don't know.
I don't know how you fucked that up that royally. Anyway, Devin, hope you feel better. Hope your elbow's fixed soon so you can play League of Legends again.
Probably doing it right now anyway.
He definitely tried. It hurt a little bit.
Anything else, like most of the other people I know in my life, when they get hurt, they don't listen to doctors.
I think he told me that he has a really complex mouse that has like 12 side buttons, one on like the thumb and pinky area, and he just like hotkeyed like all of his commands to the mouse, and I'm like, you're an animal. Yeah,
no, that's crazy. Dude, you would fat finger so many buttons on something like that. You'd have to have slender femboy fingers or something like that.
Couldn't it be me?
Anyway, One Piece. Woo! Speaking of femboys, man, what a set of episodes.
Yeah.
Is that not okay? We can say that, right? That's a word we can use? Surely, right?
I don't know. Context and tone is everything. I'm not going to speak for LGBT groups that I am not part of. I don't know why I meant to say minority groups, but both apply here. Audience, let us know if that's okay. And if it's not okay, only be mad at Christian.
I apologize for nothing.
Anyway, on to the summary that I wrote, and I will read this time because Christian, he deserves a break. Bon Clay sure knows how to pull one over on a crowd, doesn't he? After abandoning a dying Luffy at the hands of Magellan, he decided that if there's even a small chance that Luffy may survive, he would stop at nothing to make it happen. Step 1, save Buggy and Galdino. Check. Step 2, impersonate Hannibal to fool the prison. Check. Step 3, get an antidote for Luffy. Oof. Turns out, top prison doctors could never figure out an antidote for such an extreme case. Not that they really wanted to anyway. With no antidote available, Bon Clay decides to go for the Hail Mary play. Find the miracle worker, Ivankov. After retrieving Luffy's body from the frozen tundra of level 5 and fighting off a pack of feral wolves to the brink of death, Bon Clay wakes up in a strange place. Somewhere deep in level 5, there's a hole in the wall, remnants of an old prison control room. From these ruins came Newkama land, and their leader, the miracle worker himself, Queen of Kamabaka Kingdom, Emporio Ivankov. After meeting his idol, Bon Clay gets on his knees and begs Ivankov to save Luffy, but the matter's already underway. Luffy has been undergoing treatment for the past 10 hours thanks to Ivankov's powers. My brain hurts, and I wrote this. Anyway.
At 4 a.m.
At 4 a.m. Luffy is on his way to recovery. That is, if he can withstand the excruciating pain as his body rapidly degrades and repairs itself in order to push out the poison. Only time will tell how things play out. Time remaining until Ace's execution, 16 hours. So yeah.
That is indeed an oof.
Yeah.
We're running out of time here. And if I did my math right, 16 hours is less than the amount of time it's going to take to treat Luffy.
Yeah, I think Ivankov said it would take, there was 2 days left of healing and pain to go through.
I thought it was I think it's 2 total days. And he's just been through 10 hours so far.
Touche. That could
which
be
would
also
mean he still has 38 hours to go through, which is well over double the amount of time left.
He can speedrun it. I believe in him.
I'm surely. If we want to talk about willpower being the way to get through the treatment alive, then Luffy will absolutely speedrun this. Luffy will be done by the time Bon Clay is done talking to Ivan at this rate.
Really? We're going for the super duper record, huh?
Yeah, they're gonna Ivan and Bon are gonna turn around and they'll be like, all right, time to go back to that sweet ass party up there. And Luffy's gonna bust down the door with third gear going, I'm ready. Where's Ace? Where is he? Because now he's Batman.
Incorrect. You know, the second he's waking up, he's going to go,
Miku.
Meat. I need meat.
I'm dummy hungry. Somebody feed me.
Oh, man. Not a whole lot happened in these eps. I'm gonna be real. Similar to, I think, a couple of weeks ago. I think it was the episodes when we met. Yeah, I think it was when we met or reunited with Bon Clay in the prison. First episode and a half, kind of not a whole lot happening. Second episode and a half, hard carrying the story and set of episodes for us. Would you agree or disagree?
I would mostly agree with that, yeah. The first episode especially is just like essentially how we got here set of moments between Magellan finding quote-unquote Hannibal and his troops basically dead at the gate of door down to or back up to 3 rather. And then the reveal of Bond being Hannibal, and they form their whole plot and all of that. Bond gets to level 5, and all that happens. It is basically, I would even go as far as to say that nothing really happens until the end of, well, yeah, maybe it is. It's closer to like the end of 2, because the last like 5 minutes of 438 is the reveal of Ivan, essentially. So most of the second episode we watched, 438, is also just kind of like what we're doing, because that episode is Bond pulling sled Luffy through the snow, and then Luffy wakes up long enough to use his Conqueror's Hockey again by accident, and then we're suddenly in this underground strip club, basically. So, but yeah, to summarize it, I would agree that mostly no plot happens here in all 3 episodes. Really, we just get the added bonus in the last episode of meeting Ivan and having Bon absolutely fangirl over him and all of that.
Did you see Bon Clay impersonating Hannibal? Like, did you see that coming? Because personally, I didn't. I actually got taken by surprise, even though I've seen this before, allegedly.
Oh, so you're saying you were surprised when you watched it for, like, just recently?
Yeah, I was like, oh shit, I didn't see this coming. I probably should have, but I didn't.
Yeah, I would say I didn't see it coming. I guess I should have expected it, but maybe the week break we took, having watched Strong World last week, I forgot that Bond ended up at that door with Hannibal and the 2 tied up idiots. Yeah, I would say it came as a surprise, but if we had watched that last episode up against this one, I probably wouldn't have been. But seeing as I have fish brain and forgot what happened at the end of the previous episode, it came as a surprise after that.
If I just had a third brain cell, I would have figured it all out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude.
So yeah, we have Bon Clay with his big brain beating everyone's ass with his Okama Kenpo, impersonating Hannibal. None the wiser. Absolutely no one fishes it out. It makes me wonder if anyone's ever going to find Hannibal in that storage closet.
Yeah, who knows? He might just be stuck there forever. Magellan's on his toilet again, so I think there's probably no way.
That's fair. Speaking of Magellan, how do you feel about the fact that like the prison doctors just straight up don't have an antidote for this? Like,
I would say, well, they have a small dose antidote where if they get breathed on by Magellan, or they get like a little bit of poison on them, but they don't have anything potent enough for someone who's been dipped in it full head to toe, like Achilles in the river Styx here. Because anybody who's undergone something like that probably deserved it, and they're leaving to die anyway. So they just kind of said like, who cares? We don't need something for that sort of situation. So also, naturally they don't have one.
He's mixing like 3 different poisons. We'd have to make technically 3 different antidotes for each specific poison. Also, if we fucked up in any way, we'd probably just kill them anyway. So clearly not worth the effort here.
Yeah. It's all magic bullshit anyway. Like I'm surprised they even have an antidote for him breathing on people at this point, because he has mixed like so many different poisons together that it's like, what are we doing here?
It feels like a necessity.
Probably have like a general. It is. I'm sure it is a necessity, given how often he just kind of does it by accident. But whatever, they need to have it. It feels like it's probably just a generalized antidote. They have snakes in this world. They were probably like, this works. We don't need to go in depth on this. This is fine.
Just take a little venom sample from like every snake, every poisonous tree frog, and surely we'll figure it out.
Surely.
So there's 2 things here. One, technically, kind of, sort of, we've seen all the levels of hell that were like described to us and mentioned to us when we first got here in Impel Down. 2, Ace clearly isn't in this one, right?
That is what it seems to be, yeah.
So that means there has to be at least one more level where they're storing Ace.
Presumably.
So I guess my question is 1, what do you think this potentially 6th, 7th, whatever level Ace is on, what do you imagine the conditions are there? Like, we've seen some stuff and it looks kind of just plain boring, whatever. But do you have any ideas of like, what the real punishment is? Because we've seen everything else, and it's mostly just pain or discomfort to the most extreme degrees. But what about Ace's level?
There seems to be no indication that whatever level I'm just gonna call it 6. Level 6 is anything other than just a normal prison cell block where they just keep people that are worth more than, what was it, 250 million?
I think so.
So, yeah, there doesn't seem to be a gimmick yet. If there is, it's been hidden from us, seemingly, unless there's been sprinkles of what it could be around the last couple of episodes that I'm just too smooth-brained to have seen or caught. Or it just only makes sense on a rewatch, whatever the case. But for now, it just seems like, they throw them all these people down in the prison, and they slap some sea prism stone shackles on them, put them make the bars out of sea stone, and call it a day. And that seems to be it.
I'm curious if the, I guess, quote unquote gimmick here is that you put all of the most dangerous people you have imprisoned in, most of them collectively in shared rooms. What if the gimmick is that like they're just kind of supposed to kill each other, or like at least like, harm themselves? It's like, oh, you're that dude I fought back in East Blue. You killed my first commander. I'm gonna kick your ass now. Or, it's just a bunch of like egos too big for the room, and someone's gotta, come out on top.
Maybe. It would sound plausible. It also, although I don't remember any more of the specific conditions, but like, for instance, Crocodile's cell had like 8 other people in it.
Mm-hmm.
There were like 8 other dudes that were just chilling in that cell, but I don't remember if we saw exactly how they were set up in there. Like, I know seemingly most of them are not chained up the way Ace is by his hands and his feet. It seemed, I believe Jinbei was only by his feet. So if they gave the same treatment to all of the rest of them as they did to Jinbei, then there's probably not much they can do in terms of fighting each other, because they can't use their powers, whatever they are, because it's all sea stone, and they can't potentially get within arm's length of each other, even if they're only chained by their legs. So it's possible that your hypothetical theory is correct, but I don't see it being that way. But again, this all kind of comes back to the idea that it feels weird that you just have all of these 250 million berry bounty people just thrown into a normal looking jail cell. So there might be a gimmick. In fact, there probably is one, but I don't know why it's not just solitary confinement for all of them, because this seems like the most logical group of people to keep separated because of that reason, or they would maybe be the most intelligent group of people to organize some sort of breakout, even though they're however deep below the sea level they are. So I don't know.
Good point.
It all feels weird. There's whatever level they're on feels weird.
I agree. My second question is, after seeing all the other levels, which one do you think is the worst?
All right. So there was Spiky Hell.
Spiky Hell. We have Animal Hell.
2? Oh, right. And 2 was just the labyrinth with the crazy animals. 3 was boiling pot. Or was
3 is
was 3 the desert?
Yeah,
3 is the desert. 3 is a desert. 4 is the boiling pot. 5 is frozen tundra. I'm gonna go with level 5. I fucking hate winter so much. Winter is so bland, and being cold is the worst fucking feeling. It's like all these guys are experiencing. You know, they freeze like on contact. One dude goes, when we're being introduced to this level, we flash to a cell with some no names in it, and the guy goes like, I can't feel my fingers anymore, and it goes, hey, that's frostbite, you're fucked. You're so fucked, dude. Like that sucks. Like going outside and shoveling snow for 20 minutes and you start not being able to feel your fingers, even though you've got inch thick gloves on, is like, why? This sucks. Anyone who likes winter is a psycho to me, which is why I fought so hard against you and Jory when this was a debate on whatever pan of you we did. Winter sucks so much.
All right. I'm not going to say I agree with you. The winter sucks. I think winter is great. However, the caveat is I can go outside of winter with clothes on. These people do not have clothes. They have whatever skimpy jail uniform they got on. And then, super frozen tundra. And then you have to be chased around by wolves that you're probably not getting very far from.
That's if you're on the outside. You made the mistake of being on the outside.
That is true.
It seems like we haven't seen any just free roaming prisoners. They're still all locked up. It just seems to be the case that if somehow they get out, they get chased down by these army wolves.
That is true. This is the security measure. They're like, all the security guards, their union rep is like, there's no way I'm having a guard station in there. Fuck that. Put some wolves in there. They'll be fine.
This level is the same as 2 with the labyrinth of animals. These are just worse animals, and also it's like negative 100 degrees Celsius. It's bullshit.
I think I'm inclined to agree with you. I think level 5 is probably the worst. Just because, like, I like the cold, but, like, freezing to death sounds awful. Like, I've never frozen to death. I've never boiled to death.
Really? You don't say.
I'm trying to think of, like, all the conditions that we have in each level. And I'm like, which one sounds the most painful and griefing of all of them. And they all suck, obviously.
I will say, I'm pretty sure I'm correct in this, but it's something I heard a while back. Freezing to death is actually like one of the least worst way to die, because eventually, because you can't feel anything anymore, you don't, well, for lack of a better term, you don't feel anything anymore. So your nerves and stuff just start freezing over, and eventually you just don't feel anything until you're, well, dead. Something like dying of heat stroke or dehydration is way worse, because you start getting headaches. You're obviously sweating your ass off. You start hallucinating eventually. That's a much more painful, I don't know another descriptive term for this, but horrible way to go because of that. So in terms of the actual like dying process, freezing to death is actually the lesser of two evils in this case.
Bring up a good point, because I think I overlooked the fact that, yeah, their army wolves are there, but they're only there if you're like somehow just roaming around. And I guess I just looked over the fact like, oh, you're like, if you're there, you're probably in a cell, like just straight up. If you somehow manage to escape, then you got to deal with this. So because I was just imagining like, bro, imagine just like you're freezing, you're trying to like just figure it out, and then you go out like getting absolutely chowed down on by a pack of wolves. That sounds like awful.
Yeah, no, that's visceral. That's a visceral way to die.
And the second you mentioned sweating to death, I realized, I was completely wrong. Level 4, worst level. I hate sweating. I hate when I sweat because I sweat profusely. It always gets in my eyes. It burns. Having to deal with that for any amount of time, nope, I don't want it. Level 4 sucks. Worst.
I'm going to stick to my level 5 guns here.
I can respect that. All right, so we make our way to level 5. Bon Clay picks up Luffy in his cell. Somehow, he had keys. I was going to say, somehow he opened up. I was like, wait, no, he had a key ring. And
then he was handable for all intents and purposes.
Right. Had the key ring. Eventually, he regains consciousness, and we're in level 5.5, also known as Newkama Land. And it's this nightclub, cabaret, bar, paradise within hell situation we managed to produce in this literal hole in a wall. Ivankov is presumably the new queen of this Newkama Land that we got in the prison.
Where do they get any supplies from?
They have to be smuggling it. Like, clearly they've mastered the art of going undetected however way they do. I assume there's just like a network of tunnels that are, I don't know.
I don't understand. My only thinking is that they do actually have, for some reason, some guards on their side.
That doesn't seem far-fetched.
Because how else? Prisons are a corrupt system in the first place. We all know this. I think they have to have some set of guards that are on their side, sending them or ferrying them supplies down to wherever exactly Newkama Land is located in level 5, other than the fact that it's just some abandoned control room or whatever it is. But yeah, the whole time I was watching it, my initial reaction was like, "What? They have stacks on stacks of alcohol and beer here. Like it's warm. They can wear skimpy outfits and shit like that. Like
they got a disco ball.
What is this place? They have a disco ball, the most outrageous claim of it all. I don't know. It just seems like it's also like underground. Like it's got to be underground to some extent, because even if it can't be above ground, because then the walls would need. This seems to be a fairly big place, also. So the idea that it holds all of these people, but it's a small box that we've seen like the control rooms kind of look like. So I don't know. It seems to be some outpost that was built under the ground of level 5, in between level 5 and 6, and any further levels that there may or may not be to impel down. But
I mean, that makes sense.
I'm still extremely curious to see how exactly they get any sort of supplies down there, or, as is Devin's concern, oxygen.
Telling you, dude, just one really long hose. That's all you need is one long hose. That's all we need. But yeah,
you would know about long hoses, huh?
I Anyway, this is not a fantasy. We're not doing that here. Oh, government flashbacks. Anyway, so yeah, we get here. Speaking of all these, questions you have, so we open up into this new scenery. Bon Clay is watching Ivankov give off this cabaret performance on stage, right? When everything cuts to this random goon. I don't think they named the person in these episodes.
No, I don't remember it.
They have a name. I'm not going to mention it because who gives a shit. There's no name pirate goon who is from some royal lineage, was angry and wanted revenge on Ivankov because allegedly his dad, the former king of whatever no name kingdom, went to Kamabaka Kingdom and came back in Newkama, and I guess it threw everything into disarray. His family was forever shamed, disowned, blah, 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 had to fall into a life of criminality and all this other stuff. Homeboy walks up in there with a cannon. And I'm just here like, how did you get here, Mr. Buff Topless Dude, with a cannon? What happened? How did you get through security? Buggy lying makes as much sense as you doing this.
Yeah, I didn't think too much about it. Maybe I should be outraged now that you're bringing it up that this random schmuck just ended up here and has the ability / audacity to find this place. Maybe he already existed here and he realized that Ivankov was the one who did this. Maybe he'd never heard Ivan Sama's full name before until Bon Clay showed up and he went, what? Wait a minute. That's the guy. And then he busts in there. This is what I was thinking when he busts in. I was thinking Princess Bride. My name is Inigo Montoya. You made my father gay. Prepare to die. So
you just made me think of what was it, Infinity Wars? I think Scarlet Witch walks up to Thanos and she's like, "You ruined my life. I don't even know who you are."
Or even better, the cartoon with Skeletor, or I forget what the line was, but then his reply is, "Do you have any little idea how narrow? Fuck, I messed up the line. Do you have any idea how little that narrows it down?"
Gold, absolute gold.
Wow, I didn't realize this stupid one-off bid was such a driving force for memes.
Okay, so there's no name schmuck fires his cannon at Ivankov, who like faints, being like in actual stress and terror. It's like, oh my god, there's a cannon coming out of me, and then just winks at it with somehow enough force to push out some whatever dust and makeup in the air and send the cannonball back flying at him.
Yeah, this confuses me based off of what it seems to be Ivan's power is, seemingly being hormones, as they have displayed two different sets of hormonal powers. One being the following action Ivan takes upon this poor schmuck, in which he is turned into a woman just very rapidly. It takes like 20 seconds for a fully developed woman to be formed from that chunky, like 6-7 foot tall dude, turn into this petite Nami sized woman instead. So we're just left with this revelation in Ivan's powers, and then we learn later when it comes to Luffy that he has healing hormones. So apparently Ivan has the hormone devil fruit power. I don't understand how Deathwing fits into the equation here. I can only assume that Ivan just shoots or ejects hormonal energy into the space and air time continuum, and it creates that.
Okay, so what I'm hearing you say is Ivan winks so hard, and in the process of doing so, he releases a bunch of hormones, like little droplets that really act like, when they're shot out with such force, they act as a little shield or whatever and reflect anything coming at him. That's what I'm hearing from you.
Yeah, I don't even know that it needs to involve a lot of sheer force of willpower or just ejecting it at Mach 7 speed from his eye sockets. It could just be the idea that the hormones reflect negative energy, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know, man. It's hormones. The dopamine rejects your negativity.
The death wink is stupid. I don't understand.
No, it's great. I love it. My
can't
explanation,
wait till they explain it to me, and I hate it.
My explanation is like just about anything that's going to happen in this series. Really strong power that I can't explain and doesn't have an explanation yet. Hockey. That's what I'm going for. Default answer is hockey from now on.
Yeah, that's a problem though, because the farther we get into this, I don't want to keep hearing just hockey as the answer anymore.
When in doubt, hockey.
I mean, that is what me and Devin have defaulted to up to this point, but I don't want to keep hearing it. Hockey needs to fall into some other category other than, it just kind of like makes my power better, I guess. I don't know. As I feel like that's degrading whoever the power belongs to and how they trained up their power to do cool shit like Death Wink. I don't know. It just feels weird. Devin told me before the cast started that he wanted to make sure that Ivan reminded him very much so of Rocky Horror Picture Show. So that's it. He just wanted to make sure that was in there.
He is very correct, by the way. I know he mentioned this offhandedly a couple weeks ago. I don't remember what it was in reference to, but he was just like, yeah, it gives me Rocky Horror Motion Picture vibes. And I'm just here like, I don't know what gave you that impression, but holy, you're like spot on down the road. I don't know. I don't recall, the context of which he said that previously. And it probably doesn't even apply there, but I'm like, holy shit, this Devin comes scary close to figuring shit out off the cuff, out of nowhere. Like, if I would have screamed if when we got like a really random silhouette of Ivankov like a couple weeks ago that may or may not even be like accurate to his proportions, and said, kind of looks like that dude from the Rocky movie, and I'm like, no shot, Devin just called this.
You can just say Rocky Horror.
Rocky Horror.
Rocky movie is a little bit different.
No. Rocky Who? Never heard of it.
That's a very different movie.
So yeah, little blurb here. So for those of you who didn't pick up on it, Ivankov and allegedly many of the other Newkama folks down in the prison are inspired from the Rocky Horror Picture Show, specifically Tim Curry's portrayal of Dr. Frankenfooter, who's like the leader. I saw the movie once with an ex-girlfriend, vaguely trying to remember what's happening in there. Tim Curry is like the leader of the castle or whatever. I don't know if they own it. The details are very loose in my memory. Also, the movie is very outrageous in its own right, but it's good. I would recommend watching it. Other potential links to it. Ivankov refers to his peers down there as candies, which may be a reference to a song from the movie called Sweet Transvestite, a line in there saying, he thought you were the candy man. That might be a reference. No proof there. However, other fact, Ivankov is originally voiced by Norio Imamura, a real-life drag queen, a member of a cabaret group back in Japan who Oda met in real life and admitted that this person was the inspiration for Ivankov's character. And when Imamura actually heard of this, he immediately applied to voice the character of Ivankov. He voiced the character for quite a while. Unfortunately, Imamura had an incident in 2010 involving, indecent exposure on the internet. Brought much shame on on himself, and as a consequence of this, he removed himself from the role of voicing Ivankov for the future. Ivankov was then replaced by Mitsuo Iwata. And fun fact, after this all happened, Iwata redid all the voice acting work on future Blu-ray releases for the show.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a little.
That well, I mean, depending on what time, what are we in right now? Like, what year are we in that these episodes released? Anyway,
You know what? That is a good question. Let me see if I can pick that up real quick.
because I mean, depending on when you said his incident was 2010, so if these, I mean, I don't know when these went, but again, it depends on when these episodes we're watching aired initially.
The air date for episode 439 was February 21st, 2010.
Oh, okay. So he didn't have to do a whole lot. Yeah.
I mean, who knows how far in advance he did the work, but then, not too long after this happened, which is very unfortunate.
Yeah, that's a shame. That's a cool story though. Before the part where Teak gets into whatever happened to him, but having it be like the inspiration and then coming on board to voice it, that's pretty cool. It's a shame what happened, whatever it was. But yeah, so I guess the new guy didn't have to really do too much backtracking anyway. That was like my main reason for asking. But okay, so we're in 2010. Been a minute since One Piece has been airing. Then
yeah. It's been a long time.
Well, at this moment in time, yeah. But even when these episodes were happening, it had still been a long time. Like that's a solid, like,
I think it's 11 years because I think One Piece aired in 1999. So. Pretty sure.
Yeah, that's already a decade of One Piece, and now we're a decade and then some past that. So
yeah, but 20 years of One Piece going strong
with only a few short years ahead of us, allegedly.
Allegedly, we're gonna end the series on like year 30. Allegedly, I'll see you on year 50 when we finally get to the One Piece.
Yeah, One Piece Shippuden Kai X.
Oh no! We're not even talking about any reboots or spinoffs. No. We're talking about the actual finale.
Yeah, the real life finale of One Piece.
Allegedly, with current timeline being projected, Oda's like estimated time of finality is like, I don't want to say 2 years. 2 years sounds too short.
I went over this with Brendan at some point. I think fairly recently as well. I think the last time Oda mentioned anything specifically was 2025. And like as a specific year anyway, but there was like the recent news that I happened to see pop up on my Facebook news feed once that he was planning to go into the next arc like really soon or something like that, or saga, whatever he calls them.
Yeah, so currently One Piece manga is on a 4-week break. I think we're on week 3, I believe. And all of this was done as, one, give Oda a well-deserved break, but also he's working on fine-tuning the final, I think like the literal translation has been final arc, but I think the more honest translation is final saga of the series. So, however many arcs we have left before we get to the end. 2025 sounds like a pretty good potential endpoint. 3 years. I think we could do it in 3 years. I think it's going to go a little bit longer than that. I feel like 4 years might be the right spot.
Well, I mean, that's the other thing, right? Is that Oda has done this several times before where he's like, yeah, I'll be done by this year. And then he goes back to the drawing board and he goes like, wait a minute. I just thought of some crazy shit we could keep doing to have this go another 5 years.
Or forget that. I think it's more like as he goes on, he's like, shit, I have to answer this other question and figure out this other loose end I haven't tied up yet. God damn it. That's another year. That's how I think
I don't think it's even that. I think it's like, oh, what if I brought back this character that everyone forgot about from 500 episodes ago?
I can't wait for him to bring back Chopper's dad.
Please don't. Well, or actually, please do, so that we can have a good base for when we do that Bad Dads tier list. Finally, we can. I mean, we already know he's high ranking because he kicked Chopper out of the clan just because he had a different colored nose, for God's sake. That's fucked. So, but if we can maybe get some more backstory into that, maybe maybe his parents were killed by a blue-nosed reindeer in his childhood. And so to have his son come out that way, he is viciously reminded of those horrible memories that he had suppressed, and maybe that lowers him from like an S tier bad dad to like S- or something like that.
I love this well thought out backstory for a goddamn reindeer.
for a reindeer that showed up for 2 minutes. But that's what Oda does. Yeah, that's how he gets you. So,
all right. We've mostly covered everything. Luffy is 10 hours in to his 2-day long healing process. This procedure would take 10 years off his life, allegedly, which makes me think about how. So it's been explained to us that Gear Second puts a lot of stress on Luffy, and in theory should, harming him and reducing his lifespan. Now we're taking a hard 10 years off of that. It makes you wonder how long this kid's gonna live.
clearly not much longer. Maybe that'll be the end of One Piece, is Oda finally realizes that, oh shit, Luffy should have lost like 125 years off of the lifespan with how often he's used these movesets, and he'll just wither. Like it'll be Looney Tunes style, where you're running off the cliff edge and you don't fall until you look down. Oda will just be like, oh, right, I forgot this was supposed to happen. And Luffy will just use second gear one day and then just fade into nothingness like he got snapped by Thanos or something.
He's gonna go like the Flash, just vibrate so hard he just dissipates.
Yeah, he completely dissociates all of his molecules from each other, separating them on an electron level, and he just fades into complete nothingness with no ounce left of him. And everyone just kind of stands there and goes, what? Huh? And then my boy Kobe becomes the protagonist.
This is One Piece.
Truly. No, yeah. Actually, the other thing I wanted to mention was that...
Oh, is it what I'm thinking?
Well,
I hope it's what I'm thinking.
Maybe? I don't know. Oh, that thing?
I don't know, Christian.
Okay,
which thing?
we can talk about this first, actually. Yeah. My boy Penman's an Impel Down, bro. Not only is he an Impel Down, he's in 5, man. He's in level 5. I mean, honestly, he deserves for the notoriety, because he deserves nothing less. Maybe he deserves to be in level 6 with everybody else, all the high rollers down there. But at least he's not like a level 1 Andy. He at least has deserved some earned some recognition here. But my boy, man, he's stuck. Maybe this is okay. Maybe he'll show up in Newkama land and I can be happy again, because he'll at least be quote unquote free. They describe themselves as free in Newkama land, where they're not. They're free, but they're not like free. They're still in jail by all accounts.
There's a sense of freedom that comes with, one, being free to be who you are, man, woman, in between, but also being able to live so comfortably you don't want to leave.
Yeah, because you're like not in the prison part of the prison. You're in some hole in the wall where, I don't know, did they get magic supplies that just show up out of nowhere on a dumbwaiter or something like that.
Imagine there's just like a dumbwaiter system, or like God, one of those things that banks used to have more commonly, where like you'll have like a drive-through at a bank, and there's that tube system that you put the thingy and it's sucks into the control room.
Is that a real thing?
That is a real thing.
Do those really exist? I feel like I've only ever seen those movies, like steampunk movies.
No, those are real. You'll find them I've seen them mostly at banks. I don't know if you'll find them anymore, because it's a little hard to find. Maybe it's not that hard to find, but like if you find a bank with a drive-through that's kind of old, it might still have that system in place. Although probably now it's more automated. They just have like an ATM out installed instead of having a person operate that system. But in my job, I mean, they removed the system, but you can see remnants of the hardware of the tube systems that go into our money room. Because the way they were used to do is like, oh, I need change or whatever. You'd have a money bag. You write a slip out saying, I need this and I need this. If you had change in your drawer or whatever, you put it in the bag, put it in like a capsule, and then shoot it to the money room. Money room does whatever it needs to do, and they shoot it back out to you.
Bro, that's so cool.
That's what I'm saying.
Why isn't that still a thing? That saves so much time. You don't have to have like the manager walk out and go and have the person at the register go, hey, I need change in here. And then the manager goes, okay, I'll get it. And then they get distracted by the 60 other tasks that they need to do because they're a manager. And then the person is still calling them like, hey, I asked 20 minutes ago for that roll of quarters. Being able to just shoot a notice up to a money room and have someone go, okay, and that's their one job is to go, all right, this drawer needs 2 rolls of quarters, a stack of dimes, and might as well throw in some signals for fun. That's way easier. And it's cooler. Imagine being the customer standing at the register paying for your milk and cookies, and a tube comes, boom, lands in a little case right next to the register, and they go psh, as the steam shoots out of the sides and reveals their change for the $100 bill they gave the register. That's so much better. We're in the worst timeline. Why can't everything be steampunk, man?
Christian, I didn't have the same appreciation you did right now, and I feel like I've been in the wrong. I'm clearly on the wrong side of history here.
Yeah, man, that sounds so much better.
I need to go approach my job about this. Like, hey, why did you uninstall this tube system? You got to explain to me, like, what could possibly be the reason this wasn't a valid idea anymore? Like, technology clearly hasn't improved in the ways we need it to, because I still got to walk around to a register, put a key into the lock mechanism, turn it, grab the cash, walk over to a window, pray that someone's actually in the room so they can answer me and, give me whatever I need back, and then walk back to the register.
Yeah, man.
All while I'm technically really vulnerable to, sudden attack from someone who actually wanted to rob me, because, a money bag isn't going to hide the fact that I have money in it. It won't disclose how much money I have in it, but I don't think that really matters. It's like, free money, give me that, kid.
Yeah, if you're desperate enough, it doesn't matter. It could be $5, it could be $100. It gets you on the bus out of there anyway.
If I'm doing a pick, which is when you offload a drawer that just has way too much money in it, and you just want to reduce any potential loss risk, I could have easily $1,000 in that bag. It's really gambler's choice or whatever the phrase is. It could be anything. It'd be, you look at the bag and you're like, damn, that could only be like a fucking roll of quarters. Or it could be like $2,000.
Take your pick. Who cares? What's the worst that can happen? Anyway, all this is to say we're on the wrong side of history, and so is Panda Man. Panda Man probably didn't deserve this.
Hashtag free Panda Man.
Free my man's panda. All right, that's all I'm saying. All I'm gonna hold out hope for is that he's chilling in Newkama somewhere, and maybe he even helps the boys. Probably not. He tends to take a back seat in these things, but I can dream, and that's gonna be what lets me sleep soundly tonight. The thing I wanted to actually mention before this was that you told us that we were okay to watch the OP now. Because we had been skipping that. I don't remember if we ever mentioned that when we started this.
We probably did
this arc. But we've been skipping the OP up to this point since we've arrived.
We did mention skipping it.
Down.
And I remember specifically saying, I don't know how long until we can actually watch it. I'm going to put 4 weeks. Someone do the math and figure out if I was right or not. I feel like I actually am right. But anyway, I think the OP was safe to watch after 339 or whatever.
Yeah, 439. And it seemed that way. But I understand. I see why we would have skipped it. I got most of the way through it, and it was just the Straw Hats doing random stuff, like
random non-canonical shit that just do.
I don't know if you remember the OP at all, but at one point they're in this thing called a flying party elephant, which is like the equivalent of a party bus in this world, I guess. But it just looked like so much fun. It's like a hot air balloon without the balloon part.
I remember the hot air balloon
flies, part. And it's also got a table in the middle of it. It's filled with food and stuff. And so you can just be up in the sky chilling with your homies on this elephant that can fly, eating some good ass food, seeing the sights.
This is ringing some bells.
That sounds like so much fun. Anyway, the point I wanted to make was that we get some flashes towards the end of it of Marineford and all of the not generals, what am I thinking of? Admirals lined up, and the 7 warlords, 6 warlords lined up. And specifically, we see Ace at Marineford. So it kind of seems to imply that we're at least not going to save Ace from Impel Down. Ace is going to make his way one way or another to that public execution platform.
Mayhaps.
So
This could be a spoiler confirming that what we think is going to happen, or it could be a red herring.
Yes. But either way, we are not going to rescue Ace from Impel Down. We will have to attempt a rescue mission in plain sight of fucking everybody, I guess. And whether it goes well or not, we will see. But we at least will not, Luffy will not recover in time, I'm guessing. To maybe that'll be the case. You know, I joked earlier that Luffy's gonna wake up like now, but it's probably not gonna be the case. I'm starting to think that it'll be like just barely too late. Like he'll wake up and someone will have gotten the news, because also they have the camera system in Newkama Land, because it's some abandoned control room that for some reason the mechanics still work. Because they have electricity in there, even though it's abandoned. My guess is that they're going to get word that Ace has been moved or is about to be moved, and this will be conveniently the time that Luffy wakes up. So my guess is going to take about 16 more hours for Luffy to come to. So it'll take roughly 1 day instead of the full 2 days for him to accumulate this immunity to poison. Because that's also what Ivan was sort of implying with the way this hormone treatment is going, is that by the end of it, not only will he be purged of the poison that's in his system right now, he'll be immune to the poisons that are in his system right now going forward. Because the sub that I watched did specifically use the word immunity at one point. I am not sure exactly like in what sort of statement Ivan was making, but it seemed to be in reference to the idea that at the end of this, it was a very low percentage that Luffy makes it through this in the first place. It was like 3%, I think he said. But it seems to be pointing towards the idea that he'll be immune, which will be, I mean, I don't know how I feel about it if it ends up being the case, because on the one hand, it's like the only way Luffy specifically can fight this guy is if he can somehow be unaffected by the poison. I like my idea from a few episodes ago better, where Mr. 3 just uses candle locks on his fists and then he punches Magellan. I think this way is more bullshit, because we just happen to run into like the one person who can give him immunity to poison. So without Mr. 3's help, this seems to be the only conceivable option for Luffy specifically to fight. Magellan, probably not a super hard fight for like literally any other Logia. Well, I should say any Logia, since he's not a Logia. But yeah, for Luffy specifically, this feels like the Deus Ex Machina that he needed this time around to be able to beat the bad guy, like Water Luffy before back in Alabasta.
All right. Fair enough. Anything else that we need to cover?
I don't think so. I think that's about it, really.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so next week is episodes 440 to 442. We got any quotes? I only got one.
Go for it.
All right, what's my quote? For anyone who missed where the whole Panda Man reveal was, it was episode 437, timestamp 13 minutes, 20 seconds. He is prisoner 6586, the Panda Man. Back to my quote. This is in also same episode, timestamp 637. It's when Magellan rolls up on quote unquote Hannibal and Buggy and Mr. 3 tied up, and you know they're freaking out because like, oh no, I've been captured, I don't want to get tortured. So what Mr. 3 says is, I don't want gomon, which is Japanese word for torture. Buggy hears komon with a K, which means anus in Japanese. So Buggy's freaking out. I was like, so, you know, Mr. C's like, oh no, I don't want to be tortured. And Buggy's like, oh God, I don't know what he's thinking. He just says that anus stinks. And he's like freaking out. He's like, I hate Luffy and I hate Bon Clay. And I'm like,
I mean, it makes sense in the context of Magellan being the one in front of him, because we already know that Magellan is the big poopy guy. So I think it makes sense. I think it like literally any other context, it makes no sense. But in this one, I'm willing to give it a pass.
Fair enough. And that's my quote.
There's the when Buggy and Mr. 3 are just having random shenanigans in level 5. At one point, they appear with these candle stilts that Mr. 3's made for them. And I don't remember which one. I'm pretty sure it was Mr. 3 who was saying it. But either way, he goes, hey, those of you born after the 90s, these are old-fashioned bamboo stilts. You gotta try these. They're fun. Directly addressing the audience for like maybe the first time in the entire series so far. I'm pretty sure that the audience has been so directly referenced to by the characters. Fourth wall shattered. So that I was like very shocked by that, because we've gone 450 episodes almost without any real semblance of that sort of behavior. To just throw it in there for not bamboo stilts was like, well, okay guys, okay, Oda. The only I actually forget, I just wrote the quote down. I feel like it could only be either Ivan or Bon says, do you say that this is hell? Maybe you're right, but at least it's a gay one. I'm pretty sure it was Bon, but either way, I think very shortly after, because Ivan is going through this entire dance and all of his goons are around him that are also dressed in this cabaret makeup and fashion. He goes, who are these perverts? Which feels very kind of contradictory to what Bond should be kind of feeling in this situation. I feel like Bond would be more at home, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's because they're so scantily clad that maybe he feels like it's a little too over the top. But either way, it was another moment of like, this feels kind of out of character. But then again, it's also the voice actor for Frankie who is a pervert. So I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too deep into it.
Maybe. Just maybe.
Did you say what we're doing next week?
Yes, 440 to 442. Also, I just remembered, I forgot a quote. I missed a little thing over on the bottom here. My other quote is from Ivankov, 439, 2143. Don't you know what it takes to strive against one's own mortality? Referring to, crybaby Bon Clay. He's like, bro, Luffy's he's got like the bravest fight right now. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
I think he says like, don't underestimate miracles at the end of that or something like that.
Yeah, something to that effect.
He attributes miracles to having extreme willpower or something to that effect. I forget the exact full quote now, but maybe if Dylan feels like doing some work this time, he can just sprinkle it in there. No? All right. Fuck me, I guess. The Golden Ham this week.
I'm going to be real with you.
Please do.
I'm inclined to give it to Bon Clay again.
Really?
Yes. I feel like Ivankov is like an easy answer, and I'm perfectly okay with that. However, when I think about just all the shit that Bon Clay went through and all the strings he tried to pull to, help Luffy out to the best of his ability, it makes me, really feel for the guy. I feel like he kind of deserves it. He genuinely worked hard for it this time.
Well, I gotta say, Justin, I'm a little surprised.
Are you?
But I'm also glad that we're on the same page here, because I feel basically the same way. Bon Clay did so much work. I kind of slandered Bon Clay last time we were doing these episodes by calling him a huge bitch for running away. I'm here to not rectify that statement, because at the time he was being a huge bitch. But this time around, he's at least redeeming himself. And he recognizes the fact that he was being a huge bitch also. Multiple times, in fact, does he reference the idea that he ran away completely in the face of the enemy and leaving Luffy just to die absolutely there. He kind of reconciles with his own feelings after the fact and lets us know that if there was any way, shape, or form that he could save Luffy when Magellan wasn't around, he would do it. And so he does. So I can commend Bon for this. And I'm willing to recognize him for the Golden Ham this week. Yet again. Is this like the third time? This might be the third time.
I think we almost made it a 3-piece. I remember last set of episodes, we were one of us was gonna vote for Bon Clay again. But
Did we go Magellan last time?
Yeah, we did. We were going for Magellan.
I think I went. I know
was you
I
and
definitely
Brendan.
didn't go Bond.
Yeah,
Was
it
it
was,
me and Brent?
I think it was you and Brendan who were like, listen, I respect the Bon Clay pick, but I got to go Magellan. And I was like, okay, I'm not upset about this, but I just love Bon Clay.
Fair enough. But here he is for his 2-piece this time. Bon Clay gonna be the winner this week.
And now, so what's next on the docket here? We got Golden Ham. No fan mail to be read. The grab bag this week. How do we want to do this? You got the bag? Do I got the bag? Wait, no. Devin sat on the bag last time.
Oh, that's probably smelly. How about we just like don't
just don't just don't.
No. We have to do it for the people.
For the people.
I'll reach into the bag for the people. Let me just put a couple clothespins on my nose first. I don't want to like.
Also put on some gloves.
To go searching for that. Yeah, actually, that's a good idea. I don't know where Devin's ass has been. Hold on, let me just. All right, I'm going in.
Oh God.
All right.
Did you grab anything?
Yeah, I grabbed. I can still smell it through my hand's gonna smell like this for weeks, even through the glove. It's a haiku. We're doing haikus. I feel like it's been a minute since we were
It has
haikus.
very much been a minute. Mostly by design.
Yeah, mostly because Jordy's not here to enforce any sort of rigorous, I don't know, enforcing of which ones we do. It's been loosey-goosey without Dad here. So especially you, since you're the one who kind of is mostly in charge of the sheet these days, just avidly avoids haikus because you and Devin hate them for some reason. I don't understand it.
It'd be like that. I went through the trouble of making a new grab bag just to make sure we didn't do haiku.
Yeah, just to prolong the idea that we could get haiku for another week. Although that grab bag, what did we call it? Casting call? That was pretty good. I like that.
I appreciate it.
That worked out pretty well the first time around.
Nice. But yeah, Dad enforced it this week. I asked him, I was like, yo, let me get a rain check question. He was like, do haiku, you coward. I'm like, don't make me. So we got haikus. I was going to DM Devin to see if he would send us his, but he's busy at the moment. So he
told me he was going to, and then he didn't. So
Sounds
that's
about
his
Devin.
loss.
Sounds about Devin. All right, you can start us off if you got anything.
Yeah. Well, do I have anything? Of course I've got. Flows like blood through veins. Growth hormones to rule them all. Now the frogs are gay. You there, buddy? Did you ascend? That's a good one, right?
I gotta say, I did not see that coming. I really should have. If I had that third brain cell, I would have seen this coming. But I can't say I did.
I'm sure Audacity was fine, but Discord cut you out for whatever you were just doing for the last 10 seconds.
I was just straight up laughing.
So I was sitting here in silence, wondering if you had just tabbed out and left Discord or not.
Oh, wait, hold on. I think it's happening to me now. Christian?
I'm here.
Okay. I was about to say, wow, the irony. We both just tab out. Wouldn't be the first time.
All right, hit me.
All right. I'll be honest with you. Not my best work. But here goes. You know what? I just realized my haiku had a spoiler. We're gonna not do that right now.
What do you mean?
What
did you do?
Don't worry about it. We just gotta workshop a new one. Hold on. Please hold.
What are you talking about?
Please hold.
This is you're the worst kind. You're the worst person ever.
I read the first sentence and I'm like, oh, this is why we don't write things at 4 a.m. Oh no.
I was gonna say, did you write this at 4:30 a.m. when you were done with the summary?
Oh boy! All right, we gotta workshop a new one.
God damn you!
I got the first line. Hold on, 2 more to go. Don't worry.
I need a full thing here. One line, don't cut it. It better be 575 too. I'm none of this 6-syllable.
I'm working on it.
Oh my God! You wonder why we hate you for these things. Like you just can't help yourself. He just needs to spoil things for me and for Devin. And God, like people feel so sorry for you on our social medias that you get bullied like this, but you just bring it on yourself every damn time. Stop feeling sorry for this man. I'll say it right now. Anyone who feels sorry, anyone who's a Justin sympathizer. I have a negative connotation towards your character now. You don't understand this man clearly.
All right, I workshop something. Oh boy. All right. Now we got all that out of the way. My haiku. Oh, Straw Hat Luffy, we welcome all newcomers. Oh, come my way.
All right, fine.
Whew.
Good enough for a 30-second haiku.
Speaking of, now that I wrote that, I just remembered, we didn't talk about the wordplay with Newkama. I want you to go first because you hit me with some logic, and I need the audience to hear it first before I hit you with the facts.
Well, I didn't make the connection until I saw how you wrote it out in our summary sheet here.
Mm-hmm.
Because in my sub, it's separated new comma land, like New York or New Hampshire, that way. But the way you wrote it on the sheet was new comma was squished together, so it was NEWKAMA. And when I saw that, I made the connection to the word nakama, friend, or whatever the specific translation is in Japanese. And I thought, oh, that's really fun wordplay. I like this way better for once. Are you saying there's some other connotation to it that I need to know about? Or
so what you came up with sounds really plausible and great, and I'm proud of you for coming up with that all on your own. The reality of the roots of newkama comes from Japanese language. So we know the word okama means crossdresser.
Sure.
In Japanese, I don't know the actual Japanese word, but whatever this word is, it translates to new half, which is how, with this word, Japanese language refers to transsexuals. You take new from new half and comma from okama, smush it together, and you get newkama, which sounds very much like newcomer.
Okay.
And, these are the newkama. These are the, new, basically the new citizens of the Kamabaka kingdom, if you will.
When you put it that way, obviously it makes sense. I like mine more because I came up with it. But
I also like the wordplay. It's mostly announced, or not pronounced, rather. It's mostly pronounced with Bonkley, where we constantly get okama, like Okama way, and then oh come my way, and I just love it. It's great.
Oh yeah, I didn't think of that either. Mostly because I wasn't too familiar with the word okama, but yeah, that makes the name of his martial arts fighting style make a little bit more sense here. If it's also a play on words for that reason.
Oh come my way, oh come my way. Da, da, da. Anyway, we finally finished the grab bag. Shout out to my two smooth brains here.
I hate you.
You should.
Your passion.
Devin, do the thing. Except, oh wait, you're not here. So Christian, how do we want to do this?
Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Panda Sightings. You can email us as well, pandasightings@gmail.com. At this point, we're going to add a new onto this. By the time this recording goes out, the announcement we made will have already been up for like 3 weeks, but we announced on our Twitter, so that it'll really time out when we're recording this. We announced on our Twitter recently, as of this recording, a little thing called our Buy Me a Coffee page, where you can, by all intents and purposes, buy us a coffee, as it states. Really, it's a way to donate money to us. People have been asking for it, especially Dylan. He's starving. He hates us for having not made any money off of this to this point. So this is a way for us to especially repay back our dearest beloved editor, who has spent many hours on this and has gotten no monetary gain for it. And so we released it. Actually, as of this moment, we've gotten a few people who already, like the same day we put it up, actually, I think, who very generously decided to give us money. You didn't need to. Honestly, I would say why. Your money would be better spent buying an actual coffee for yourself, even, instead of us idiots on the internet. But we will graciously accept it anyway. I don't have the list. Are we gonna actually name people or just give a general thanks here?
There's only a couple to name. A lot of people donated anonymously. Excuse me. So I'll just go through the list. So we got anonymous number 1, who bought us some coffees. Anonymous number 2, who bought us more coffee. We have anonymous number 3, who bought us coffee, who sends a message. I'll read that message in a second, because I have to make a shout out to Caitlin, who was our first donor. And Jordy responded to Caitlin saying, as our first donator, you get to, have a request granted. And naturally, Jordy plugged in the idea of, Justin making a comeback. And I agreed. She's not the first person to ask us, or by us, I mean me, to make a return.
But she is the first person to pay us for it.
Now, I'm not saying I'm going to do this every time.
As we all know, capitalism runs the world, and the One Piece world.
Now, I'm not saying I'm going to do this every time, but what I am saying is, it's an incentive. We'll see what happens. If anything, please request the other people on this cast to do it. Please, I'm begging you. But yeah, Caitlin.
That's going to make them want you more.
I hate this. Caitlin, to appease you, thanks to the mental manipulation of Jordy, I was thinking about how I would, plug the voice in for this cast, because honestly, doing a whole summary read in that voice is kind of harsh, on the vocal cords. So I'm going to read the few messages we got with these donations in Justin voice, and also make one additional shout out.
Cool, baby, let's go.
I'm ready. Do I have any water left? I got a couple drops. Sorry, how long?
Yeah. Hydrate up a little. Get the vocal cords all moistened up, ready for action. We need you at peak performance for this. They paid good money. They gave us good coffee for this.
Ooh. Oh God, it hurts. It hurts so bad. All right. Here we go. Gotta shake it out. Caitlin writes, I was gonna buy multiple till I remember Justin said he only recently started liking law, so now you only get one. Anonymous wrote to us a couple days ago. Lulu is unsure what coffee is, but she wanted to help. Thanks, Lulu. We appreciate it. Now we gotta make one more shout out to one very special listener of ours. We gotta thank Lawrence, who is our first subscriber to our membership on Buy Us a Coffee. He is very graciously agreed. God, I hate this voice. He has very graciously agreed to be in this for the long haul. Thank you, Lawrence. Thank you for the coffee. Thank you. Oh, Justin out.
Justin, come back.
Never. Never again. Don't buy us any more coffees, please.
No, they're going to buy all the coffee now. They're going to buy so much coffee, you're screwed.
Can we do a rotation, please? Make Devin next.
A little bit.
Anyway, in all seriousness, thank you to everyone who donated to us so far. By no means is anyone obligated to. Please don't feel pressured by this or anything like that. Just do it out of the kindness of your heart, or if you just got money you don't need and just want to throw a couple bucks at us. But honestly, we appreciate it so much. I remember, I think it's maybe been like a week or two as we're recording this right now, since we uploaded, the link. By the way, the link to Buy Us a Coffee is in our bios through our link tree on Instagram and Twitter. You'll find it's the first thing on top of the link tree. But yeah, I remember day one, Jordy posted it probably at midnight or some crap. And then the next morning we woke up, I was checking the email. So I was like, holy shit. We got people already. This is amazing. I damn near cried. I was just so moved that you people love us enough to give us your hard-earned money for no real reason at all. We do not deserve this, but we really appreciate it. We can't thank you enough. Outside of more Justin.
Oh yeah, we can. They can request any way that they want to thank.
Please, I'm begging you. Request Devin. Anyone else, give me a break.
Better stay moist. We're gonna get you some vocal training with this money, I think.
Where's Brendan at, by the way? He's like
gonna take this coffee money to the vocal training booth, I think, one of these days. Well, that's it, guys. Again, thank you very much. Hit us up on the socials, and that's it.